Studies for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. I'm grouping them all together just because the only thing that is really different is the content that's being covered. A lot of the policies and procedures are the same. So this way, I'm not repeating myself 3 different times. All right, so every day they need their notebook, or I said if they would prefer a small binder, because I do a decent amount of handouts. If they would prefer a small 1/2 inch or 1 inch binder to keep things organized until they get home, that's fine by me. But there should not be anything larger than a 1 inch binder coming into school. It should all be either that 5-subject notebook or a very small binder just to keep everything contained. And of course, they need a pen. No work for me should be done in pencil, pen only. For tests and things, if pencil is used on a test, they're losing points, because this has been something I've been reiterating each day, that they need to use a pen. The textbooks, in an effort to minimize the amount of books being carried each day, because students have to go back and forth with them, I'm not going to ask for textbooks in class every day. Sometimes there may be occasions when a particular activity, I do need the textbook for a resource, and I'll let the students know ahead of time. On the days that the students are virtual, they should check my website ahead of time, the Holy Angels website page, and go into my section of it to see what materials are needed. Sometimes there will be textbook assignments. I will post that virtual materials list each Friday, so you can look at it over the weekend to know what you need if you're coming in on Monday into the Learning Center. When there's assignment in the workbook, if it's a homework assignment or even if it's a virtual day assignment, students will bring in the workbook to show me the completed assignment in order to receive credit for it, or they may also upload it to Google Classroom if it's because it'll be on there as well. But either way, I do need to, if they're not putting it on Google Classroom, they'll need to bring the workbook into school the next day to show me that they did it. Vocabulary. I know in years past, I've given out the big list at the beginning of each chapter, and they've had to define all the words, and then we had a vocab quiz. Because of the current hybrid setup, I'm not going to do that this year. It's just going to be a few words for homework each time, and that's going to be in the workbook. So as we go through the chapter, as we get to the different sections with the different vocabulary words, they'll have that page of the workbook for homework, and then I'll check it the next day. So we're not going to have any vocab quizzes, but I'm going to add a vocabulary section to each chapter test. So we'll go over that in just a second. But there's no more vocab quizzes, at least for the first trimester. Well, I may reevaluate as the trimesters change, but for now, no more vocab quizzes. Tests. Typically, they'll contain anywhere from 20 to 30 multiple choice questions. As I just said, I'm adding the vocabulary section, so it's 5 to 10 words, and it's just going to be word to match to the definition. And of course, and then we also have documents. In social studies, it's very important to be able to work with primary source documents, whether it's a text passage, whether it's a cartoon, a map, a picture, some sort of document that the students will have to analyze and use to answer the questions that go along with it. So that is for tests. Projects. There will be 1 or 2 projects a trimester. The piece I want to focus on a lot this year is adhering to formatting instructions. So if I'm asking for a poster that is a specific size, or if I'm asking for a specific type of poster, example, I want the poster board, but I don't want a foam board, or just do a flat board versus a trifold. I don't want the trifold, but I want the flat board. Or things like timelines. So if you're staying within the time guidelines, that's going to be very highly valued, all right? Adhering to instructions is just as important as the content that is within the project. So that's one thing I really want to stress, and I'm going to discuss it with the students as well when it comes time for the first projects. On virtual days, ideally, students will be doing the same exact assignment that's being done in the classroom. However, on some days, this just isn't possible. So there will be an equitable assignment that is posted, which covers the same topic or content skill. And so if there are any questions about anything with the virtual days, the students are encouraged to email me or message me through the specific classroom assignment that they are having trouble with. I am always checking my email throughout the day. I'm checking Google Classroom. However, I do want to stress, and I have tried to stress this to the students, that they need to give me some time to get back to them. Because as opposed to in the spring when I was at home sitting in front of the computer all day, I was able to get back within 5-10 minutes of each question. Well, now I am in front of the classroom with other students, and so it might take an hour or two, depending on what my day's looking like, to get back to them. But I promise I will get back to them before the end of the day. So that is all that I have. Thank you for logging in to watch and see what my spiel was for this year. If you have any questions, please email me. My email is cdaly5573@holyangelsregional.org, and I will be more than happy to answer any questions or clarify anything that may have been unclear. I hope I was clear, but thank you so much, and I appreciate you coming on for all of this. Have a great night.